Welcome to a special Kane's Corner podcast in two continents or on two continents. Is it in or is it on? I don't know. I'm Adam Gold, and that other gentleman you see, much more important than me, the one and only Sebastian Aho. I say the one and only, but there is two Sebastian Ahos. But we don't have to talk about the Islanders defenseman Sebastian Aho. First of all, thanks for carving out a few minutes. I appreciate that. How's life? How's your summer going?
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And yeah, it's been a great summer so far. I mean, a lot to a lot of time to improve my game and in many different areas, and obviously the balance with just taking some time off and recharge mentally and seeing family and friends. So it's been great.
All right, let's talk about. Have you taken any trips? Have you just gone home to Finland and kind of hung out? Have you gone on any? You don't have to give us details of the trips. Have you traveled? Have you seen anything?
Yeah, went to Spain for pretty much right away when we get back home, and took a one other trip to Greece late July, and other than that, pretty much just at home. You know, when you're home, it's nice to be home, so I try to not to travel too much.
Yeah, you travel a little bit during the year. I would imagine you're not all that thrilled to be getting on getting on a plane
Right.
when you don't have to, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's obviously nice to sometimes just get the few days somewhere else to uh, get away from all the I don't know, distractions, or just seeing another place might relax you. So it's definitely needed sometimes. But yeah, when I'm on the off season, I like to spend most of the time at home.
Have you played any golf?
Yeah, played some.
Just some?
Yeah,
I thought you were really serious.
I've been playing some. I don't know. Let's say between 20-25 rounds or something like that. So
Okay.
it's definitely some, but not every day. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff going on.
Who's the most serious player, golfer on the Hurricanes?
Ooh. I don't know about serious, but I think the best player would be Brady Shea.
Right.
He's a he's an elite golfer as well. So he's I think I don't know if he's serious about it, but I think he's the best.
Who talks about playing golf the most?
Mm, Probably Nason actually. He plays a lot, I think, and
Yeah.
he's definitely up. He's definitely up there. He's a great player as well, but I think he talks about it most.
When you come back, and we'll get into that, and I'm trying to keep this as fun and breezy as I can. I have some hockey things for you, but when you do come back to town, and my guess is that'll be sometime early next month. Um, I mean, is golf over, or do you still carve out a little bit of time, especially since so many teammates play?
Yeah, I think there's still time before the training camp, and even during the training camp, there's some days that you know might be early days, so and then you have a rest of the day off. So maybe one of those days we hit the links with the boys. But yeah, I pretty much when the season starts, it's pretty much over. I'll play here and there, but very not as much.
All right, how many players, whether it's teammates or not, because I don't know how many teammates live in the area of Finland where you live, which, by the way, I mean, I've done a travel log of Oulu, so it's just gorgeous. How many teammates live, or do you train with, or how many players from the NHL or other leagues do you train with during the course of the summer?
Uh, let's say there's probably 20 guys, including some players who plays in Europe. We got a couple of good goalies who plays in North America. So that's always a nice bonus to have a goalies up there on the ice. And as of now, we have 8 guys plus 2 goalies. So it's a good group. Obviously, every guy guys have kind of have a different stuff at the gym and off ice stuff. But on the ice, it's definitely nice to have some buddies out there.
How long did you take off before you got back at it?
Say pretty much 2 weeks. I mean, I obviously I didn't start training full. How do I say it? Like obviously the intensity of practicing and training at the moment is a little higher than early on. But yeah, I'm not too much just sitting around. I mean, I still played some some golf and tennis and just move around. It's just not the working out mentality at that point. But pretty much I took some right around 2 weeks off and then got right back at it.
We are with Sebastian Aho here. If you're just joining us on the Canes Corner podcast page on YouTube, did you watch the Stanley Cup Finals?
I didn't watch any games live. Kind of. It was kind of too fresh and still hurt, but obviously couldn't help myself. I had to watch some highlights, and I knew what was going on in the game pretty much, but no, I didn't watch any games live.
What how much did you dwell? How much did you think about the way it ended, how it ended against Florida?
I mean, early on when the season ended, I thought about it a ton. I mean, just I think I watched my shifts a couple times and just trying to analyze how I could have been better, or how our power play could have been better, and so on and so on. So it definitely hurt it still hurts, but I think we're at that point of the year that I'm getting excited about the next year, and obviously coming back to Raleigh soon. It's just kind of a fresh start, but it's yeah, it definitely hurt, and a lot of thinking went into it. But as of now, I'm more focusing on the next year and the future.
How are you better as a player now than you were 3 or 4 years ago?
Well, I think there's many ways. I think I'm a lot stronger. I think I'm faster. I'm more balanced on the ice. But then obviously the experience coming from tight series in the playoffs and just but basically every game is a chance to learn something new, and you get more games on your belt, and especially the playoff games, they teach you a lot, and you have to take the advantage of it, and you learn from your mistakes, and at the same time build your confidence about from winning a good team, or playing a good game in a tight spot. So yeah, there's a lot of ways.
Sebastian Aho is with us. It's nobody's fault, obviously. I mean, you guys played well against Florida, but if Seth doesn't hit the crossbar on the power play in the first overtime, if that goes in, how different do you think things are?
Oh, I mean, I don't really like to play this game because in hockey there's so many momentum shifts, and
Sure.
we definitely had our moments in the series and each game to win those games. We obviously didn't do it, and they did better taking advantage of their momentums, and yeah, I mean, sometimes it's luck, and most of the time it's just believing in your own team, your system, and yourself to that it'll happen to us as well.
Seth had a really good year. I know his numbers weren't as good as they were a year ago, 2 year, I guess his rookie season, but
Yeah.
I think he was a better player. He was just a harder player to play against, as you've become. I think there's some similarity in his development and your development. What have you seen in growth from Seth's game from year to year?
Yeah, I think I agree. He was better last year than he was in his rookie year, even though, the points didn't quite match that. But yeah, it's just the same way. I think he played pretty, uh, it was the effort was consistent, and he showed up every night, and that's something you have to learn to playing in this league. To There's a lot of games, and a lot of times you're not feeling too good, and you might be a little tired and stuff like that, so you just have to be able to get ready and be ready to play your best game, even though physically you might not feeling like that. And yeah, I think there's still a lot of potential to, that we haven't saw on the ice, but I've seen it in the practice. I know you know he's willing to learn, and he works hard to get better. So I think he's in a good path, and I think he's going to be a very good player for us next year.
Does he think he's taller and bigger than he actually is? Because he plays like somebody who's like 6'1" or 6'2". He throws his body around. Does he realize that he's I mean that
Well,
he's
I think that
6'1"?
yeah, I mean, I think he's got good confidence, and he's not afraid to play the game, and I think it's super important, especially a little bit smaller guy. Obviously, you could think it's uh sometimes a little bit of a mismatch, but it's not always like that. Sometimes you have to be faster, or stronger on your skates, and it's tough to sometimes hit a guy like that. And obviously he's not afraid to get in the mix a little bit, which is always a good thing.
I'll ask you a couple of questions, and we won't keep you much longer. I appreciate your time. Although, what is it? It's a little bit after 5, a little bit after
Yeah,
what
5-4. Yeah.
5:40. And by
PM.
the way, the daytime temperature today, the high temperature of 65 degrees. Is it all right to be angry because it's going to be 96 here today?
No, I mean, I don't. I like it both ways. I think I'm
Wait a second.
missing the huh.
You don't miss 96 degrees
Well,
and
I
humid.
I know.
I
I
can't
I think
allow
that
that.
could that could be a little too hot. That's true. That's true. But I don't know. I think I usually show up late August, early September, and that's kind of when it starts to cool off. And I think that's kind of a money spot to come in.
If I had the option, I would spend the summer in Finland. I just I just I just need you to know that. First of all, congratulations on the contract.
Thank
Um,
you.
9 more years here, including this one plus 8.
Yep.
So what what was the biggest factor in you deciding that this was the place to commit to for what may be the rest of your career?
Yeah. I mean, organization is in a good place. I think there are a lot of good people in the organization, and I feel like we've been taking step closer to the ultimate goal every year, and I don't think the way I see it, I think we're built to be a really good team for a really long time, and obviously since day one it felt like home to me, and I've been very fortunate to be able to play with such amazing guys, and love my teammates. The coaching staff, all the parts is positive for me, and it was a fairly easy decision to just the team wanted to sign long term, and so did I. So it worked out pretty easily.
How big a factor was the head coach for you?
I mean, obviously it's no secret. I've said it before that I really like playing for Raleigh, and he's since day one he raised the bar uh, as high as it can get, and obviously we haven't been able to quite get there, but I think we've been on the we're taking some right steps, and we moved forward, and hopefully it'll come to us next year.
Is there an example of Rod getting on you that made you better or made you laugh?
Oh, there's many ways how he made me better. I mean, especially early on when I think the first year when he became a head coach. Obviously, I at the same time I moved to play center position, and there was a lot of one-on-one meetings to just being better, and obviously he wanted me to play the game the right way, and obviously
Right.
some at that moment sometimes you felt kind of that it was quite much sometimes, but I'm really really happy that he did it with me, because like right now it's maybe we don't need those one-on-one conversations as much, because play the play the game the way he likes, and it made me more complete player, because especially center position, there is a lot of details that you have to take care on the ice, and obviously the more stuff he taught me was on the defensive side, because he didn't want to take away my instincts or any of offensive stuff away from me either.
I mean, I know he challenged you. Because I've talked about it with him. He wasn't sure that you were going to be a center. He thought maybe your future is on the wing, scoring a lot of goals and piling up a lot of points. So he challenged you, and if I'm not mistaken, the game in which that first year you guys made the playoffs, when Jordan Stahl suffered that concussion,
Yeah.
in that game, I think you had moved back. He had moved you to the wing. I think you started that game on the left wing, and then you went back to center, and you just took off from there. But did you have to prove to him that you could handle everything that went into playing center in the league?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you have to prove kind of every night to your coaching staff to that you're earn your ice time. But that was more for myself. I remember um, I knew I could be better. I could be good center, and I knew that I was capable of playing that position. I think at that moment, I just it was more trying to prove myself that I can play big minutes, lead the team, and from that position, and obviously you know uh, it all worked out, and still trying to get better. I don't think I've reached my limits yet, and I think there's another year to for me.
There's no question. There's a lot of room to go. Um, Teuvo Teravainen had a tough year. How much have you spoken with him, seen him, and could you know what his mindset is like going into the final year of his contract? And I know he wants to stay here. I know he loves to play with you. So, what are your thoughts on what he went through last year and what's next for him?
Yeah, I mean, last year for sure he's not happy how it went down, and uh, that's hockey, that's sport. Sometimes just it's not always easy, and obviously I've been talking with him quite a bit, and actually saw him a couple of weeks ago as well, and I think he's a great mindset right now coming into this year. I think he's in a good shape. I think uh, you know, he's a gamer. I don't think there's any doubt in his mind that he won't be good this year, and I think we all know that what he can bring to the table for the team when he gets going.
There's no, he can be electric, and wish it had gone better for him in the playoffs. He got hurt, and then he came back probably a little too soon. But he did look closer to the old Teuvo in the last game, unfortunately. Have you seen the Barbie movie?
I have not.
Neither have I. I just wanted to know. Have you seen Oppenheimer? I haven't seen that either.
I've seen that one.
Did you like it?
I did, yeah. I mean, I thought it was good.
All right, I'll get a full review from you on Oppenheimer when you get back to town. When do you get back to town?
September 3rd.
Oh wow, that's
So soon. I don't know. I think it's
yeah, next
when
week.
is it? Next week. Yeah, exactly.
Next weekend. That'll give you plenty of time to enjoy the 95-degree humidity here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Have any teammates visited you in Finland?
Nope. Nobody. Not even Turbo. Actually, that's usually it's kind of been somewhat tradition that we once in summer I go to Helsinki area where's he from, and
Right.
obviously when he usually comes to Oulu where I'm from, but this year Turbo didn't show up, so maybe next year I will go to Helsinki then.
I mean, again, I've seen pictures. Like, if you invite, I would be there if you invited me. I would be there tomorrow. It is absolutely gorgeous. And again, I would love to have a day where the high temperature is 65. Although I think you have a little bit of a hot streak coming. It should be 70 over the weekend.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you very much for checking in. I appreciate it. I know that there are tons of things you would rather be doing, so to give us 20 minutes is great. And I'll see you when you get to training camp. I appreciate your time, Sebastian.
Awesome. Thank you, Adam. Thanks for having me.